Hello and welcome to another Fair Game Pursuits review, and it's another torch, no surprise. I'm not sure what's going on while we're getting so many torches to review, but we have another Brinyte torch, and I think it's because they enjoyed the one we made on the T18 and they've asked us to have a look at the T28. So we have the T28. Same with the last one. I've took it out of that packaging first because it's really tight to get it out. But into the torch itself, the nice little protected, coated user guide specifications, that sort of thing, which is I do like. I think it's a nice little feature. So that's that. Then we've got the torch, so the Brinyte T28, and then we've got a few additionals: the charging cable for the battery, a different on switch because it's controlled by this extended remote control, which obviously you can put onto whatever the apparatus or weapon system that you're putting it onto. And then we've got, again, we've got some O-rings for the seals at the back here for where the battery housing is. So all very, very useful. Put those away. So the torch itself, what's so different between this one and the T18? Well, it's zoom again, so we can change the focal beam or the beam width and therefore the intensity at where it's shining. It's physically about the same size, same sort of weight. But what's really different about this one is it's actually got your PIDs, whatever you want to call them, your LEDs, built in, so you don't have to change it between the different colors that you might want, or in my case I've opted for IR 940, IR 850 and white light. You can get it with white, green and red if you prefer. I went with the infrared systems. So all it is now is a flick of the button and it changes the light spectrum that you're operating in, which is definitely going to be a lot more handy in the evenings out in the dark trying to change light settings by changing the PID, the pill. And then the other thing is that the on switch is a press and hold, so you've got to hold it in and then it'll come on. And then the rest of it's exactly the same as we saw before. Now, I'm not sure if the camera is set up for IR, which I don't suppose it is, but we'll put it on to, that's 850, and then that's 940. But we'll take it out in the dark and we'll give it a bit of a check, and by doing so we will turn the filter on the camera to IR mode and we'll see how the IR works. Now, as far as the power settings and whatever go compared to the T18, it's actually a little bit weaker. It's got the same 650 lumens, but the projected distance is only 525 meters with your beam width, and then the intensity is only 69,500 rather than 10,000 on the T18. Obviously there's no values for the infrared, so we'll just put that out and see how it goes. It's IP66, it's got a drop height of 1 meter, so that's all good, and it's got a 5,000 milliampere battery, and again the same as the T18, you actually plug the battery itself into your USB charging cable, so there's no external charging mechanisms required, just a USB plug. So let's go outside and have a look and see how it performs. So here we are outside now. The camera's set up for white light and there's a hedgerow about 130 meters away. I'm on full intensity, narrow beam. I'm going to bring it up to the hedgerow and we can clearly see that in the field of view. And that's as bright and as closed down as I can be. And then if I open up the beam, we start to lose it. I can't now see the hedge. I can see all the land before it, but that's outside of the field of view of the camera. Closing it back down, and there we have it. I'm now going to change the camera to the infrared mode, and I'm going to change the light to 850, and we can clearly see the hedge at 850. And if I open the beam, again we begin to lose it. And if I turn to 940, we can still see it, but obviously this camera is not quite set up for the frequency range there at 940 nanometers, but we can still see the hedgerow. And then if I go back to the 850, it's absolutely clear. So good, torch does exactly what you'd expect it to do, and it's all at the control of a switch. So welcome back. Does exactly what it said on the tin, doesn't it? Not quite as powerful as the T18 or as bright as the T18, but the fact that you can just flick between the different modes, the different infrareds, or if you opted for the green and red version, and white is fantastic. Also that nice feature that not only can we turn it on, as you'd expect from the back, but you can control the intensity from the same switch. So that combined with the zoom, very, very nice. Price-wise, it's well priced actually compared to the T18. If you go for the red, green and white, I think it's about £139. And if you go for the IR 850, 940 and white, I think it's 149. You can buy it direct from the Brinyte website, or I've seen them on eBay. So yeah, good torch, and possibly my new go-to torch because I don't have to change the pills to get to the different light. But hey, if you like this review, found it useful, check out our other reviews. Please do subscribe, press that subscribe button on the YouTube page because it doesn't cost you anything and it's really useful to us to know that we're sending out useful material to plenty of people. Otherwise, check out our website, follow us on Facebook, and check out the Instagram page and follow us there as well. But until next time, keep safe and enjoy yourself.